Baik kawan.
Sekejap, penjara want to have some ceremony of handing over myself back to the house. So they need the line here.
Okay.
Then we just move a bit belakang.
Boleh.
Thousand apologies. No, the prison wants to have a ceremony before they depart.
Okay, that one okay, that one. Just.
So you have to give space here. You have to give space here. They're
Okay,
coming in.
please, tolong. Clearkan ruang ini. Clearkan. Belakang sikit. Ada seremoni di sini. Please. Tak boleh duduk sini. Excuse me.
Tak bobo je.
Ini bagi tahu penjara, be careful the wire.
Boss, can I call on you in front of you?
After the ceremony.
You are.
Dah mula lawa.
Shirt also.
Ni. Okay, Sri. Sri. Nah, Sri.
Kita line jaga wire. Jaga wire.
Terima kasih semua. Tenang. Ini akan ada upacara penyerahan Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim daripada penjara kepada Umat.
No, just for a while. For the ceremony.
Kita perlukan pegang penjara bersama-sama untuk majlis penyerahan ini. Terima kasih.
Sejak.
Assalamualaikum yang amat berhormat. Pasukan pengiring kawalan Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim selesai menjalankan tugas yang diamanahkan. Pasukan pengiring terdiri pada unit kawalan dan pencegahan dan trup tindakan cepat Jabatan Penjara Malaysia. Mohon izin untuk bersurai yang amat berhormat Datuk Seri. Baris! Keluar! Baris!
Salam semua, salam. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih.
Minta maaf.
Salam. Tepuk tangan. Alhamdulillah. Jangan lupa. Jalan.
Terima kasih Tuan Siraj dan pasukan penjara.
Pojan. Ke dalam. Mic.
Perjalanan begitu berita berakhir pada hari ini untuk memberikan saya mencap udara bebas. Saya supaya kita diberitahu telah dipohon ngadap Istana Negara melalui Tuanku Tuan Agong dan bersama Aziza dan juga saudara Azmin, dan saya sampaikan terima kasih kepada Tuanku kerana mengambil keputusan segera dan tegas membebaskan sepenuhnya tanpa sebarang syarat. Kita sama Tuanku selama hampir 1 jam dan berbincang, dan saya tentulah merasa terkesan kerana apa tagline-nya, dari penjara ke istana. From the prison to the palace. من السجن إلى القصر. Bahasa Tamil saya dah hafal. Baik, tadi yang itu yang kedua, kebetulan sebelum saya tiba, saya juga menemui Yang Berhormat Dr. Mahathir dari perkarangan istana, dan saya sampaikan terima kasih kerana membantu dalam proses ini yang memberikan Yang Bertuan Agong memperkenan pembebasan tanpa syarat. Saya jelas tentang pembebasan ini, iaitu kita tidak mohon keampunan kerana kesalahan disabitkan. Kita tuntut kebebasan kerana fitnah dan salah guna kuasa, serta apa yang disebut sebagai perjalanan yang bercanggah dengan prinsip keadilan. Dan prinsip inilah yang diterima oleh Yang Bertuan Agong dalam membebaskan saya dan membersihkan sama sekali semua rekod sebelumnya. Jadi pengarah penjara Sungai Buloh dan kaki tangan sebentar tadi menemui saya untuk memaklumkan secara rasmi, tetapi saya tidak perlu tanda tangan apa-apa kerana saya dibersihkan sama sekali dari segala pertuduhan dan hukuman. Sekarang saya telah juga beritahu kepada Tun Mahathir, saya dan Azizah bercadang untuk menemui beliau secepat mungkin, mungkin esok, untuk menyatakan terima kasih dan penghargaan kami. Saudara-saudara, dia tinggal masalahnya ialah untuk memberikan saya sedikit ruang rehat dengan keluarga, walaupun malam ni ada di M-Court Mall, untuk menemui rakyat. Saudara, ini berlaku dengan izin Allah, dan ini berlaku kerana daya juang dan semangat yang ditunjukkan oleh rakyat Malaysia seluruhnya. Berjuang hampir 20 tahun tanpa rasa letih, dan alhamdulillah hari ini satu permulaan. Kita menyaksikan satu babak baru dalam negara kita, dan saya telah menyatakan sokongan saya kepada pimpinan Tun Dr. Mahathir dan Dr. Wan Azizah untuk menerajui negara, dan saya akan membantu dan menyokong sebagai seorang rakyat biasa di Malaysia ini. So I would like to begin by expressing my deep gratitude to Allah SWT, of course. Begin with that, then to express also my profound gratitude to Yang Bertuan Agong, who immediately summoned us to the palace. So I and Aziza with Saudara Azmin went to the palace spend 1 hour audience with the king, expressing our gratitude, and also to discuss general issues and current affairs and international issues. I was deeply gratified by the wealth of knowledge and the concern and compassion showed by the king. I would like to clarify on the point of the pardon. Pardon normally is given to those who have somewhat accepted the judgment of the court and then appeal to the king for pardon. In my case, we appealed because there was a miscarriage of justice. We appealed because there was travesty of justice. We appealed because there was clear conspiracy to condemn me, assassinate my political character. And I praise to Allah because the king accepted this, that the pardon is complete, unconditional, and due to our appeal, in particular Aziza, that there was miscarriage of justice on Anwar. Therefore, in the comment or statement by the prison director just now, I don't need to sign any document because the entire conviction is erased automatically. Now, there is a new dawn for Malaysia. I must thank the people of Malaysia. Malays, Chinese, Indians, Kadazan, Iban, the entire spectrum of Malaysians, regardless of race and religion, who stood by the principles of democracy and freedom. They demand change, and it is our duty now to ensure that this mandate given to Pakatan Harapan would honor this commitment. I've given my assurance, categorical assurance, to Tun Dr. Mahathir as Prime Minister, Aziza as Deputy Prime Minister, and the entire leadership, that I'm here as a citizen, concerned citizen, would give complete support to allow them to manage the affairs of this country on the understanding that we are committed to the reform agenda, beginning with the judiciary, media, and the entire apparatus that must respect the principles of democracy and justice. Terima kasih. Terima kasih. Tengok, saya bagi peluang soalan pertama kepada TV3. Saya katakan yang penting kita harus melihat ke depan. Ya, kita ada tugas untuk memajukan negara. Dan ini juga yang saya sampaikan kepada Tun Dr. Mahathir masa beliau ziarah saya di hospital 3-4 hari yang lalu. We have to move on. Dan apa perasaan saya? Pertama, saya syukur alhamdulillah. Ya. Kedua, yang penting, tidak sia-sia menanti hampir 20 tahun derita, sengsara, dihina dan diaibkan. Dan saya menanggungnya, Azizah dan keluarga menanggungnya, sahabat-sahabat setia menanggungnya. Dan alhamdulillah, dengan sokongan rakyat, kita saksikan perubahan. Itu yang saya rasa cukup terharu sekali. Kemudian mana bayangkan, seorang yang termerengkok di penjara diberikan penghormatan tertinggi oleh Yang di-Pertuan Agong dan yang menjelaskan sendiri mengapa keputusan memerdekakan saya semula, membebaskan tanpa syarat dibuat. Terima kasih.
What's the significance of the prison life will give to you, and what's the most that you're felt in the prison?
I have said, and I would reiterate, the most significant lesson one can learn from prison life is the value of freedom. When you are incarcerated, you realize what is the meaning and significance of freedom. No one, is not Anwar or Achong or Murugam, anyone must not be allowed to undergo the same travesty that befallen any individual. I happen to be known, I happen to be supported by many people. But we must stop this once and for all, and it is our duty and our duty, particularly in Pakatan Harapan, to end this. And of course, the issue of economic justice, of spiraling price, difficulties encountered by people, which I observe in prison. And I am fortunate because prison officers and staff, although they had strict rules, no makan, no this, no that, no, my goodness. But they were kind, they were compassionate, they were very supportive. And from then I know that we are going to win in these elections.
On you eventually taking over as Prime Minister. Is there a timeline for this? What can you tell the people about what happens next?
Yeah, the question on timeline, I discussed this with Dr. Mahathir. My position is to give him all the support necessary to allow him to ensure that the agenda for reform, the changes that need to be done, be effectively carried out. And I don't think I would be seen to be either hasty to demand or to insist on any immediate time frame. I've told him that I've got invitations by renowned universities throughout the world to give a series of lectures. I'm not going to stay there for a few years, don't worry. But naturally, I have a fellowship, weeks or month, from renowned universities, Harvard and Georgetown University and Stanford and some other parts of the Muslim world. Because I think I have a small contribution to make to show that the voice of reason and moderation in Islam is paramount. Number two, that Muslims can also be counted upon to ensure that there's freedom and justice for all citizens in their country.
Dr. Sri, hi, Tasha from Daily Mail. It's good to have you back. Dr. Sri, just a comment. How do you feel like, now that you're out, how do you feel like the man who was behind this is likely to be facing criminal charges soon?
Well, I don't know whether Dr. Sri Najib would be facing, because it would depend on the investigations and the charges preferred. But as I have said, in the second case of incarceration, Dr. Sri Najib was clearly involved, and I was gratified when the King made clear reference to that. But I have no personal malice towards that. I don't want an issue of Anwar being incarcerated to be an issue made against him. But the issue of injustice towards the people, crime committed against the people, endemic corruption that has become a culture in this country, that he has to answer. But when it comes to my personal welfare, I have forgiven. I want to move on. I have no malice towards Najib or anyone else.
Industry, Norbert from Malaysia Kini. Do you see this win by Pakatan Harapan as a Malaysian spring in Southeast Asia?
Terima kasih Malaysia Kini. You have done a wonderful job. And yes, certainly. President Tayyip Erdogan called, Sheikh Qardawi spoke to me at length on what he called the people's rise. Rashid Ghanouchi, all from Tunisia, of course Al Gore, my friend, and many others throughout the world keep calling. President Habibie trying to get me on the line. Clearly, I am convinced that this is a very significant development, not only in Malaysia. I mean, the Muslim world now can see that there is that window of opportunity, if given the chance, even minimum chance for a democratic change or transition or elections, they can execute these reforms. I believe that many friends, in fact, in Turkey, in London, in Washington, and Tunisia, have invited me to give a series of lectures precisely on the Malaysian experiment or experience in transforming a kleptocratic, semi-authoritarian regime into a full-fledged democracy. To me, this is very significant. You know, I've always said, which becomes a cliche, that I do trust in the wisdom of the masses. Many people are quite cynical about it. But it comes to the crunch. People are wise. And the Malaysians have shown that given the exposure, the facts, they actually decide very wisely. So now that I'm having this full media conference, we will not have the one at 4. I have now given my first decision to cancel the or change the decision of my staff. You see, now I'm in charge. I am in charge now. Yeah. Malaysia kini again. I am Mahathir buried the hatchet. I mean, it's a long time already. But why do we then harp on this? Many people question, why do you work with that man? And they became very cynical. Are you sure? Are you sincere? And in fact, one of the very known statesmen in the world was joking with me. Anwar, are you sure? Are you telling me the truth? Come on, look at me and say that you have forgiven him. So I looked at him. I said, my interest now is the welfare of the nation. I have forgiven him, and he has proven his mental. He has made sacrifices. He was maligned in the media. I tell you, it is like deja vu. But he struggled, worked indefatigably hard together. He has now supported the reform agenda. He has facilitated even my release. Why should I harbor any malice towards him? I mean, there are of course people, apparatchiks around who would throw some, because to protect their interests. But as long as I continue to have direct contact and with Tun Mahathir, I believe that we will ensure the smooth transition. If it all happen in the near or future, will be something which is to be proud of by Malaysians. Who? This, my friend, is politics. Okay, I can't be sure of a total support, and this is democracy. You see, in Keadilan, people are questioning, why must you allow this fellow to say this? I say, we are not UMNO. We have to allow some differences of opinion. I disagree with many of them, but we work together. When it comes to the crunch, we are committed to the central issue. People are concerned that the reform agenda may not go through. But I have seen, at least in the last week, there is that strong commitment. But there are concerns about personalities involved, some, suspicious character with a lot of baggage being involved. But they don't decide. We will make sure that this agenda is not derailed. That is to my mind pertinent. Yes. Wah, mentah-mentah I kata Malaysia kini bagus. 3 orang dah tanya. Why do I worry about political comeback? I've been there. Not physically. You know, the last message from Tun Mahathir, which is very clear, profound, and I should say a very strong, appealing message. I watched it, and I was there, right behind him.
Are you saying that you have never left?
I've never left the scene.
Yeah.
Of course, I was denied because I don't have the facilities. Now I will try to. Just started trying to use the phone and the computer, these gadgets. They're getting, learning fast because you have completely left it in the last 3 years. But as I said, we will have to move on.
I'm from East Hong Kong, and I'd like to know if you know the Belt and Road initiative of China when you stayed in prison, and what's your comment? And if you you become leader, what you will do and
Yes.
deal with this?
No, in prison, I have no access to newspapers, television. So it was, in a way, it was good. I kept my sanity by not reading local papers. But, of course, I'm kept informed, abreast through our team of lawyers. I must thank them, Siva, Suren, and all the team of lawyers who kept me, abreast and gave me papers and cuttings. Of course, our concern, we are not against Chinese investments. And I think I would like to reiterate what Mahathir has said. We are not against Chinese investment. But we are concerned about the manner some of the deals are being done. And any government has the right to make sure that there is transparency, accountability, the dealings would protect the interests of the nation. Right?
Dr. Ibrahim,
Last question.
a lot of young Malaysians voted for your alliance. Honestly, can a 92-year-old man really address their needs? Does he really understand the people who swept your alliance to power?
Okay, the question is how will we then upsurge of youth support in this country, how do you then allow a 93-year-old man to govern? My answer to this is this. Number one, Tun Mahathir is committed to the reform agenda, which is actually the agenda of the youth of this country. Secondly, it's not a dictatorial system. It's not a one-man show. It's a decision to be made by a team of leaders from Pakatan Harapan with Dr. Mahathir, who is the chief steward in the entire process. So I think, and he, in many of his comments and his speeches, has represented the sentiments, expressions, and aspirations of the young people. Okay, last question, please. Mana? Whether I have a role in it, I'm not the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has the prerogative to form. But in our system, the Prime Minister has given an assurance that he will consult party leaders. I've given some, minor, not something substantive or strong views for his consideration. But I think you have to accept that fact. Once someone has to decide. Our appeal, when you had, for example, an initial, should I say, not differences, slight differences with Keadilan, expressed by the President, Aziza, is because of this, because we felt that the manner is being done, or the process of consultation should be more effective. But this is being addressed by Tun Mahathir. Mana? I've informed Tun Mahathir. Very kind of him to make that reference, but I've said, look, it's better that you and Aziza and the team continue and allow me to take some time with the family. Although my wife is going to be Deputy Prime Minister, she would have time for me that much. But I said then I will have to travel quite a bit. I give a commitment to a few universities and few speaking engagements. And I think I need that time, that space, which is more significant. And I think Tun Mahathir was certainly welcomed that sort of a decision, because I told him that I will be kept informed. I will of course be very interested in what's happening, but I don't need to serve in the cabinet for now. Okay? So terima kasih banyak. So we will not have the PC this 4 o'clock. I'll see you at the MCOP Mall by about 10. Hi, why you are back? No pushing, no falling this time. Terima kasih banyak. Thank you, the media. The media, for whatever it was, has been very kind to me. Most of it, anyway. Now, saying I thank also the media for their support. And of course, Aziza, top of all. It has been wonderful all this year. Thank you very much. Masuk hak. They're waiting inside.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Amir. Thanks.
Can I gather this? Please.
Okay, come. So back to the old routine, balance and eating. I've lost some kilos, so I can afford to
Put on the weight.
Okay, boss.
New Deputy Prime Minister.
Okay, thank you.
Explain here. It signifies the reborn of a leader and a nation.
Chinese eggs signifies the reborn of a new leader. I mean, after the transition. Ini sensitif tu, nanti salah satu.
Okay, thank you.
Telur merah menandakan era Malaysia baru. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Okay, bos. Tanya. Okay, bos. Okay.
Demikian saja ringkas langsung sidang media daripada
Ketua PKR Datuk Seri
Anwar
Ibrahim sebentar tadi di kediamannya.
Pelbagai perincian dan juga maklumat yang telah diberikan yang ditanya-tanya oleh pihak media sendiri telah dijawab sendiri oleh Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Yang pastinya
beliau mahukan masa untuk berehat seketika sebelum menceburi melakukan sebarang kerjasama ataupun aktiviti politik selepas ini.
Pastinya ini menjadi titik gembira buat penyokong-penyokong Pakatan Harapan khususnya yang mengikuti reformasi Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim sepanjang 20 tahun dan inilah yang telah terbentuknya Kerajaan Pakatan Harapan di bawah pimpinan Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad serta Timbalan Perdana Menteri
Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Azizai. Pastinya sekian sahaja laporan kami langsung dari lokasi kediaman Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim. Sekian, saya Fauzan Azmi.
Saya Pak Ruslan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.